Now, I grew up right here in the Midwestern United States, along the shores of Lake Erie. Then I went up to Michigan and I got a couple degrees in accounting and business. Then it was off to my first corporate job. I would never have imagined a few years later I would get my very first passport and start traveling all over the world. Then in 1985, a few years later, everything changed. I took my very first trip to Africa. Now here's a photo of me during that first trip. Yes, I'm the one in the middle there, and it was on the weekend. I went for a safari and we met these two young Maasai warriors. Now look down by our feet. Yes, that's a Coca-Cola bottle. Coca-Cola has been in Africa since 1929. That trip in 1985 was the start of everything for me, and I will never forget it. Now, little did I know, 5 years later, I would be appointed to an executive position in East Africa and be responsible for our company's large manufacturing operations in this entire region. I worked in 20 countries for over a decade in this whole region. Now, after Africa, I worked in India and China as well. And then I became an entrepreneur. And I focused on Africa because that is where the biggest opportunities are. In fact, Africa's growing middle class will outspend the middle class of China or India in the future. Now, it's very simple. Your business could be this size and you want it to be this size. So there's a gap there. And I just want you to listen to what I'm going to tell you in the future, because that gap could be bridged by Africa. Yes, you may have to suspend your disbelief about Africa. I know there's an aged mindset that a lot of people have about Africa. But I'm going to tell you about the exciting opportunities in Africa, how many parts of the world are way behind because they don't understand today's Africa. But you are going to find out some very critical information that very few business people even know. I'll see you next time.